In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey everybody, good evening and welcome. It's Steel Toe, it's me, it's Aaron, it's you. Ow! Sorry. I have a mosquito bite on my arm and it's in the worst possible place because I keep picking it. Like a fucking heroin addict. Welcome to the show. Oh my god, I am, I'm kind of feeling it from the anniversary stuff, but I feel like I might skate without it being too bad. I really, my stomach is not the greatest right now. My stomach feels a little queasy, but I feel good. Like I just have a little rumbly in my tumbly, but I feel good. And I got out today, I mowed the lawn, I caught up on all the laundry. I got that all folded and put away. It's been a productive day. I watched the, what do you call it? What do they call it? Is it Trainwreck on Netflix? That series of like pop culture events from like 15, 20 years ago. Trainwreck Bubble Boy. I forgot about the Bubble Boy thing. Remember when that crazy family, and like this whole documentary is that guy trying to make you believe he wasn't like a psycho. And he like spends this whole documentary because here's how I remember Bubble Boy. Maybe you remember different. I remember Bubble Boy as that the guy used to make inventions in his garage and he was fucking around with balloons and stuff. And he made like a flying saucer balloon. And they launched the flying saucer balloon, but they meant to tether it to the ground. It broke free from the tethers. And they were for a while convinced that their kid was in the balloon. Now, the way I remember it was they thought the kid was in the balloon. The balloon takes off into the sky for like 50 miles. And then we find out, here's what I thought had happened. We found out later they did it as a hoax, knowing the kid wasn't in there. And that the family got exposed. It was this whole big deal, but that's not how it went. Like apparently the family, according to the guy, he really thought his kid was in there. And then the kid showed up later and said, hey, mom and dad, what's up? And they're like, oh my God, we're so glad you're not in there. And then like the kid said some shit on TV. Like they did all these interviews for Larry King and Good Morning America. And then they found out that they had been on a reality show before. So did I say Bubble Boy? Balloon Boy. You're right. Balloon Boy. That's what it is. Bubble Guts, Balloon Boy. That's the difference. And so as I'm watching this documentary, I'm like, oh, this isn't how I remember it all shaken out. And I don't know who to believe. The mom was a lunatic. The mom was a psycho. But like the dad might be one of those guys who like he actually believes what he's telling us, you know? Taste Fairy Ialto says, I remember when the kid admitted to it on TV, then farted super loud. Where's the thing? The kid was like 6 or 7, and the kid was on TV, and they were like, why did you, how'd this happen and everything else? And the kid said, we're doing it for the show. And then everyone took that as like, oh, they're trying to get a reality show, and the kid just blew their cover. And it's like, well, no, the kid knows he's on a show right now. And this was like early internet, just again, taking something too far and not knowing what the fuck they're talking about. It seems to be a plague. And that seems like what happened here. But then as the documentary goes on, you're like, yeah, but the guy and his wife really did seem like fucking crooked assholes, They really did seem like shysters. So I don't know what to believe. Then I took a nap. I fell asleep towards the end of it. So I can't really remember how it all shook out. Maybe I'll go back and watch it later, but it was Balloon Boy. I hadn't heard of the Balloon Boy thing for years, the Balloon Boy hoax. But they have a great series of documentaries on that on Netflix. There's the Shit Cruise. They have the Shit Cruise one. They have Woodstock 99. That one's probably the best of the whole series. The Astro World thing, the Travis Scott deal. Something else, a couple other ones. It's the one on Rob Ford. Remember the crackhead mayor who spoke patois up in Toronto? That guy was awesome. They did one on him. It's good. And then there's one on the guy who ran American Apparel. I can't remember his name, but he was kind of a fucking weirdo creep. It was very good. Very good. Look, great day, productive. I can't believe my day started at like 2:45 in the morning. I got up to take Gino and Keanu to the airport. Did a shorter than usual morning show, but not only did that morning crowd hit the goal today, but they hit it in a way where we didn't even like have to beg to hit the goal. It was always just like, hey guys, here's where our number's at. You want to go ahead and knock that out? And then they keep knocking it down. So I'm proud of them. Miss Tay, Walter, Captain Joe, Dago Doesn't Die, all of them in the top 4. And then in our cuck chair, I think we have Helgi. If I'm not, no, it's Mudbutt Beardo is in the cuck chair. All right, let's talk to you guys a little bit. Then we have plenty of stuff to do tonight. We got that Sydney Sweeney thing. I'm obsessed with it. We live in such a stupid time, in such a dumb country, and such an awful culture. This Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad campaign is one of the hottest things. Like she's a very sexy girl. And she's just so hot, and she's got her tits out and all these ads, and it's about her jeans. And like Sydney Sweeney has great genes, and it's a play on your genetics because she's fucking hot, and then the jeans she's wearing. It's so simple. And of course, American culture turned it into something Nazi because the Nazis talked about jeans, for Christ's sake. She's fucking Mengele now. It's so retarded. We'll get to that. The WNBA had to stop for a wig. I don't know if you saw this, but the WNBA had to stop a game because a player's wig fell off. It's such a great example of like, hey, why are we never getting paid as much as the men? Why don't people take our sport seriously? It's like, I don't know, you had to stop play because a wig fell off. That only happens in women's basketball and like old English judge courts. That's about the House of Commons and the WNBA. That's the only time that happens. Real quick, Vidam starting us off with $5 tonight. Thank you, buddy. Says a lot of fun at the anniversary show with my love Crunchy. Crunchy was awesome. I went home with Crunchy after the party. Crunchy and I also did things at Stoney's. That's not true. Everyone had a great time, though. Crunchy had a great time, too. She just got a little abrasive. Crunchy is more than welcome to defend herself on this program. I'm just here to say I had a great time. Even the people who came there were like 2 people who came there to hate it. They ended up having fun and having to admit. One of them did break the law, unfortunately, on behalf of someone else. So we will have to deal with that. And I know they're coping about that. But they didn't do any, look, people are responsible for their own decisions. It's too bad they had to do that. But they all had a great time. They are very nice to my face. I think if you hate someone and you're there to like, fuck things up, I think you got to get in the guy's face. I think you got to be like, I fucking hate you. You got to be honest. You can't be a phony. And these people were such chicken shits and such phonies. One of them was almost in tears. They were having so much fun, laughing with me and everything else. It's like, I'm sorry, I own you, bitch, at that point. Like, if you're being nice to me and I'm being gracious and you're like, oh, that's great, man, blah, blah, blah. I got you, man. Because, like, then you're the living meme of they don't know I hate Aaron, and everyone's just dancing and having a great time. So everything about the anniversary show was awesome. The golf thing, oh, man, being hungover, golfing early in the morning. Maybe I should plan that a little different, but the turnout was awesome for that, too. Thank you guys so much for making it a memorable weekend. I had fun with Gino and Keanu. Yesterday, we got kind of a free day, and we just hung out at the house, had some drinks on the deck, hung out with the neighbors, watched some movies. It was a lot of fun. And then the ride to the airport today was great as well. I miss those. I miss those two. And I think they're getting home right about now. God, that's a long day of traveling. It really is. It's a really long day of traveling. But I hope they had a great time as well. Vidam with $5 says, Aaron, tell Matt to leave my babe Crunchy alone. I'm sorry, Vidam. I'm going to leave that up to the two of you. I hope you guys can figure that out. I just don't want to see any ugliness. You know, I want everybody to get along. I want everybody to be peaceful. That's all I want. Hey, we're off to a great start. 175 away from today. Thank you very much. Let's see what you guys are thinking tonight, and then we'll get into our business. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. As you can see, we're using Rumble Studio. If that works out and you guys like it, we could use that from now on. It helps the show. I think it'd probably knock the goals down because our creator program pays us more the more we use Rumble Studio. So who knows? Who knows? Eric Cartman says, I watched Happy Gilmore 2 and it's absolutely garbage. It is really like, I feel a lot more confident in my take on Happy Gilmore because sometimes I just think like maybe I hate Memberberry's shit too much and I'm being the asshole. It's possible. But then when I see other people go, no, trust your gut. It was shit. And I'm like, okay, well then it was shit. Happy Gilmore 2 was, there were so many things about it that were promising. I think that's what made it so shitty is it was Adam Sandler can't do subtle anymore. Everything is just like beating you over the fucking head. And there were points in this movie where you're like, oh my God, they're going to make this like a humble sequel. They're going to make this like a humble, subtle sequel. And then they just fucking tore off the mask and it was colors and explosions and silliness and way too much. I thought John Daly was great. You know, by like the fourth squirt of the hand sanitizer, I was like, okay, we fucking get it. But he was great, and Shooter McGavin was great. Those were my two favorite people in the movie. Were Shooter and John Daly. I thought they were the best. But the movie itself, God, man, if it would have been like a comeback movie, like, you know, the thing that happens with his family happens with his family. He's got to get back out on the golf course. And it's just him trying to rebuild his career. I love that. But it's not the way they went. I didn't like it. Taste Ferre Ialto says, I liked Becky Lynch and Happy Gilmore. Oh, that's right. As part of the other golf group. Yeah, Becky Lynch was funny in it. She did a good job. Eminem didn't do too bad either. He did pretty well. Tolkien Studies says that I have it wrong. It's the House of Lords where they wear the wigs, not the House of Commons. How dare I? My bad. Who won the Chinese auction for sloppy seconds with Keanu? That was not a prize. That was not a prize. No Pen with $2 says, damn you, Vidam. Crunchy is my boo thing. You boys can fight it out. How's that? They call me Mario, says Crunchy for the shot of penicillin. Hey, somebody get They Call Me Mario a membership over on Rumble. We got 18 memberships until we get to 300. Let's do that tonight. And thank you very much. Again, 175 away. Thanks for the contributions. Tolkien Studies says, I'm leaving on a jet plane always makes me happier, but it's also a sad song. It is a sad song. No, I always hate it when company leaves. I hate it when you have a good time with friends and family. I really, and then when they leave, it's just like, hey, the good time's over. When I got back home and the house is empty and it's just me and Gordy, it's like, oh man, this weekend was fun. And especially since it bled into the week, like we had Monday to hang out too. So it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. There's something about today being Tuesday, but it's still like kind of a weekend day, because of the airport and the shorter show. I don't know. It's a weird vibe now in my house. It's just it's an odd vibe. Tolkien says the crowd loved Johnny from the little footage I saw. Yeah. I mean, everybody did great. Everybody did great, and it was wonderful, and there's a lot of coping and making shit up because of that. It's unfortunate. You should just be able to enjoy it. You should just be able to enjoy yourself, but some people just can't. Shooter was awesome. Margaret Qualley and Eric Andre was cool. Is that who that dark-haired chick was on the municipal course? I didn't know who that was. But no, Eric Andre was pretty good too. Taste Fairy Ialto says there were too many Son of X characters. Yeah, I thought the son of Chubbs, Lavelle Crawford being the son of Chubbs, that was a little shoehorned in. But, I get they kind of made it work. I think what they said was that I think they were like working with Carl Weathers at one point, and then Carl Weathers died. I don't know if the timeline matches up on that, but then they had to kind of shoehorn a Chubbs character in there. Tolkien Studies says, I like what's his face pissing in the mailbox. Oh yeah, Steve Buscemi was in there. Steve Buscemi was, he was the guy pissing in the mailbox, kind of the homeless type guy. Pissing in the mailbox. Nomo says, was the announcer yelling woo Post Malone? Oh yeah, Post Malone was in there as well, and he played an absolute retard and did a great job. He did a great job. Hulkamasha Baby says, everyone fighting over a Minnesota drunk, and I thought Aaron had low standards. Look, people create their own fun. I'm not here to judge it. Jesus. Atomic Ray says there is nothing wrong with Crunchy. A woman can breathe in the mood. Look, man, it's what I always say about the anniversary parties, going back to when we used to have them in Albany a decade ago, is, when it's an all-day party like that, people, or like when we had them at the red carpet, when it's an all-day party like that, people just get really fucking drunk, and we're getting older. And so you can't go as hard as long as you used to. Brittany Boo says everyone was trying to get away from her. Yeah, that's for sure. And it wasn't a normal comedy club audience. Everybody had a blast, man. Even the people who were there to hate my guts, the two of them, they both had a great time. Vidam with $5 says, Aaron, what barbershop do you go to when you get your haircut? I just go to the Great Clips down the road. Taste Fairy Ialto says, son of Jackass guy, son of Nail in the Head guy, and another. Oh, yeah, there was son of Nail in the Head guy, too. Yeah, it's a lot. Nomo says, Buscemi fighting with Daly was funny. Yeah, that was good. I thought MJF did a good job. For sure. Steel Toe Jam, is that what we're calling it? Weekend show was awesome. Another win for the toe. Thank you, buddy. For sure. Sam Show says, do you actually get your haircut? If so, then why? Eric Cartman was not a fan of Gino on stage. That's fine. You don't have to. Be. It's all there for you to consume. I will say this. I've seen a lot of people have way too serious takes on all of it. I think a lot of these people some of them don't realize you're just consuming a show. Like, this isn't, again, you're just consuming a show, And some of them just get so riled up, and they've got to have such oh my God, the over analyzing of things is embarrassing. It really is. You guys got to stop with that. I mean, I get embarrassed for you when people are like, oh, what's really happening here? Is this, that, or the other thing? And blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, dude, you've got to. Marbles, I don't know, collecting stamps. Some kind of a hobby. Did Aaron get Kiki pregnant? No, I did not. I can't get anybody pregnant. Satan's Mechanic said Aaron ran into Keanu naked Monday morning last time I was here. What? Again, what? Kraken Slappin' says Crunchy was definitely annoying overall. Had fun though. Thank you very much. Again, I'm glad you all had a great time. We did too. 170 away from tonight. Thank you, Vidam and No Pen, for chipping in. If you guys would like to, you know the usual links. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chat, Rumble Rants. All of it. And throw in a couple gifted memberships for good measure. And again, thank you very much for your support of Steel Toe. Knocked it out this morning. Off to a good start tonight. I tell you what, boys, good time to come back from the anniversary weekend and have a perfect day. Sounds good to me. I need a membership for Steel Toe Jam and They Call Me Mario. Those two need a membership. So let's get those gifted. All right. Let's hit the Cincinnati police chief. You know, this fucking Cincinnati thing is embarrassing. I don't know if you saw it, but last Friday, there was some kind of jazz festival. And at this jazz festival, they had they had this guy who was out there, and we see the video in the middle, and a group of black guys starts beating him up. You know, they punch him, they get him down to the ground, they start kicking him in the head. A woman tries to intervene, and she gets knocked the fuck out by some dude, and she is out, and it's a scary knockout. It looks like she hits her head on the way down. You know, she's just that, you know, she's not eyes closed. It's that vacant knockout look in your eyes. Really, really scary. The police didn't start looking into it till yesterday, till they basically got shamed into investigating it because the video went viral. They knew it happened, but in my opinion, the police and the media didn't want to investigate the black people beating up the white people, and they didn't want to have to acknowledge that sometimes in life this shit happens. It's embarrassing. And now I think they've arrested a few people. But the police chief today was scolding people for sharing the videos. She wasn't mad at the criminals, not mad at the fucking lunatics who are beating the shit out of people and knocking women unconscious in the street. She was mad at people for sharing the videos. This is why we're, to paraphrase the late, great Hulk Hogan, this is why this country is in the damn shape it's in, because of bullshit like this. Who cares if people are sharing the videos or they're sharing the videos in context or out of context? Do your fucking job. This thing would not have gone as viral if you had to be shamed into arresting people who could have killed somebody. This is the Cincinnati police chief. This is her lecturing all of us on sharing the video.
Another topic I want to cover real quick. Social media and journalism and the role it plays in this incident. And yes, guys, that's you.
Wow.
That is you.
See, guys, it's going to be our fault. Not their fault for, having to be shamed into actually doing something about this. You see, it's my fault and your fault and people on social media. It's, you know what this is? This is the cops getting away with being able to do whatever the fuck they want to do, impede people's civil liberties, not give a fuck about shit, not want to do their job when it's inconvenient for them, now being held accountable, and they fucking hate it. They hate that people can share a video and go, why aren't you fucking doing anything about this? And instead of going, well, shit, maybe we should, and then, tail between your legs and go fucking protect and serve. They got to get a little dig in. They got to get a little shitting on us in. Oh, all of you guys, tisk, tisk, tisk. Why don't you let us go back to the oldie days where we got to decide if we would prosecute or if we would arrest someone or not? Why are you guys shaming us into doing our jobs? That's the other thing. Bill Maher always used to make that joke about cops. They're like, you don't understand how hard our job is. And he goes, yeah, but that's why we give you a badge and a gun, because we understand it's hard and we don't want to do it.
Social media, the post that we've seen, does not depict the entire incident.
Oh, yeah. You guys didn't see the part of the video where that woman went up to those group of black guys and went, hey, when I come into the frame, could you pop me as hard as you fucking can and crack my head on the pavement? And while he's down there, make it look good. Stomp on him a few times. Ask him if he ever shot at a fireman. We missed that part of the video, where those boys didn't do nothing, where they were just, baited into it. God, I think I know who she voted for.
That is one version of what occurred.
Well, guess what? It's the version where a lady got knocked the fuck out in one of the scariest ways I've ever seen. Take care of that part. And then another guy got the living dog shit beat out of him. I don't care. Let's say he threw the first punch. Let's say that's not what maybe that's the context we're not seeing. Okay. The minute those guys started stomping on his head, I think the threat was neutralized. So take care of that. Then if you got some other video to show us, we'd be happy to see it.
At times, social media and mainstream media and their commentaries are a misrepresentation of the circumstances surrounding any given event.
I am so glad that she came out and decided to set us all straight, because she's right. We really did act like a bunch of assholes on this thing. All of us who don't live in Cincinnati, who had nothing to do with any of this, who can't investigate it, who can't make arrests. It really is all our fault. And I'm really glad this lady decided to take time out of her busy day. The police chief of Cincinnati, I'm glad she got in there and she gave us the straight dish,
What that does, that causes us some difficulties in thoroughly investigating the activity.
Oh, that's right, because you guys were investigating it so thoroughly at the beginning, and then I remember that we came in and started sharing it all over the internet, and then that really impeded the investigation. What the fuck are you on about?
And enforcing the law.
You got shamed into enforcing the law, and you don't like it.
Because what happens, that social media post and your coverage of it distorts the content of what actually happened.
Tell us. I'd love to hear what happened. Set us all straight, Ma. Set us all straight. Let us know what we got wrong, all-powerful white liberal lady who definitely wasn't a token hire as the police chief, who's definitely the most qualified for the job. Somebody did this to her.
It makes our job more difficult. Go ahead, right here.
Thank you. 2 questions. Where were the nearest officers?
In the central business section. They were working. They were both in vehicles, and like I said, they had to maneuver through the traffic.
My second question is, you had said social media, news media distorted the content of what actually happened. What exactly was distorted?
Yeah.
I understand that there was multiple views of the video, but exactly what led up to this? I mean, what was distorted?
She won't tell us.
So I think by the irresponsibility with social media is it just shows one side of the equation quite frequently.
Yeah, you're right. The side where the guy knocked the lady unconscious. We didn't see the side where she wouldn't give him a bottle of water before. Well, see, that changes things.
Without context, without factual context. And then people run with that. And then
Bastards.
It grows legs. And it becomes something bigger that we then have to try to manage as part of the...
Yeah, that's what okay, I nailed it then. That's what she's complaining about. They made her do her job. They showed this video of an attempted murder, and she has to now deal with it, and she has to handle it, and they had no intention of doing it from Jump Street. That's what happened. That's exactly what she's mad about. I fucking knew it. God, some of them are the worst. Hey, our buddy Tom Myers back from the dead. We buried him in the ground a while back. He's clawed his way out. $5. Friend of the show, Tom Myers, says, hey, Toe, I saw a picture from your live show. Nice man boobs. Miss Imholt. Thank you. I'm glad because I watch none of you people's shit, but it's nice to know that I'm the center of your universe. That's what happens when you're entertaining and can draw a crowd and don't need to do it on the backs of anyone else. Thank you, Tom. Always nice spank of that ass, dog. All right, let's continue on with you guys. What do you got for the old Toe? Oh, boy. Vidam with $5 says, next year for the anniversary show, I'm going with Crunchy and taking a classic car like Hulk Hogan, my hero. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. I had fun at the anniversary show with Crunchy. I think Crunchy's going to need to do a tell-all on her side of the story. She's being run through the mud. 09 Canyon says she had blood coming out of the side of her mouth, too. Yeah, she looked dead. She looked like they killed her. My God, they killed her. My God, she's dead. So, yeah, she's mad that she has to do her job. They should fucking can her. God, is she awful. Call Me Mario says Aaron is on fire night. Well, you know, when I find something I'm passionate about, like female authority figures. Oh, man. Her face is on my bottle of iodine, says MSO. Bravo. Bravo. So basically what this woman is saying is that her job would be great if it wasn't for that fucking First Amendment with the freedom of the press and people showing how shitty they are at their jobs. Because, again, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm out of place here, let me know. They did not do a fucking thing about this thing that happened Friday night. She said they had 2 cops in the area. Didn't do a fucking thing. Didn't make a single arrest Friday night. And only once it all started going viral Sunday did they then start to do shit and address it on Monday. So, yeah, don't tell me that the media got it wrong or it's our fault for sharing it. You didn't do your fucking job and you got caught. Point, period, end of discussion. Yeah, Cocktiff says, in other words, that white couple deserved it. I mean, what else could she be trying to say? She's like, this doesn't give the full context. I mean, that kind of makes it sound like, oh, yeah, those black guys, they were baited into doing that. Anna Wall says she has a very busy day of scheduling DEI events. Well, I mean, now I get it. He also says, aw, she's the victim. She is too, Sam Show. She's very pissy about all this. She is not happy about any of it. Yeah, where's the body cam? Well, there were no. She says there were 2 cops in the area. She's full of shit. There were 2 cops maybe a couple miles away. They don't have anything. No body cam, no nothing on this whole deal. Trust me. Eric Cartman says we only seen the woman knocked out. We didn't see the part where she woke up and stood up. So nothing to see here. Yeah, nothing to see with this whole thing. She got up, dusted herself off. She was totally fine. Eric Cartman says Sunday is the day of rest. No police work on Sundays. Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, you guys got to let these poor cops rest. You know, that's what you don't realize. Okay, 165 away from today and 18 gifted memberships away on Rumble. Thank you guys very, very much. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. And keep it going. 165 is the number. This is like a chip away, $5 at a time, a membership at a time thing. Thank you very much for it. Let's get in there. Vidam's at 15. Does that put him in the cuck chair? Is Vidam in the cuck chair? Nope. Still Mudbutt Beardo. But another $5. And he's right there in the old cuck chair. Knocking one of my favorite names out of there. Mudbutt Beardo. Which really is a great name. So we don't have, I was looking for more stuff on the Cincinnati police officers. Listen to this. This isn't her first time in trouble. Cincinnati police officers sue the city and the police chief, alleging bias against white lieutenants. What? You mean the lefty, it's not my fault female police chief in Cincinnati? Whoever made the fucking DEI joke earlier, you nailed it. You nailed it with the DEI thing. It's just, remember, guys, when they got that video of that woman being knocked unconscious, they didn't have the full story. Beldrain says the evidence of what happened means I have to arrest a few didn't do nothings. I wasn't hired to take care of didn't do nothings because I have been told they didn't do nothing. I have white police officers to discriminate against, by God. Cincinnati. Now, I don't know how much of a hotbed Cincinnati is for people who want to advance their law enforcement careers, though, anyway. You guys told me about this morning. This is so embarrassing. This is the lamest thing. This Sydney Sweeney American Eagle thing. You can't fuck this. Like, you can't fuck up the Sydney Sweeney thing. The Sydney Sweeney American Eagle thing is so Americana. It is so perfect. There's no fucking it up. Only in a diseased, cancer-ridden culture that there is no hope for can the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle jeans ad be a bad thing. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to show you the ad. And there is a whole subset of people who think that the Sydney Sweeney ad is, it's basically white supremacy, it's Nazi Germany, it's Mengele, it's eugenics, it's Auschwitz, because they dare comment on the fact that Sydney Sweeney is beautiful and that she has great genes. Get it? Because she's selling jeans. Let me show you the Sydney Sweeney jeans commercial and then watch some of the commentary people are giving on this. It is fucking madness. The how people come up with it's almost like people cannot be happy and they have to find a way to make themselves miserable. And on a light day where they've got nothing to be miserable about, they've got to try and force something. So they see a beautiful woman doing a commercial and they go, it's like Name That Tune. I can get mad at that commercial in 3 or less seconds. And by God, they do. Here's the ad. I mean, this is Americana, a beautiful blonde woman with giant tits in tight-fitting jeans. I mean, that's an easy one. That's the easiest commercial you can make. And she's smoking hot, Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans.
Great jeans. She gets in the GT. And then there's like 5 or 6 other ads, and then there's print ads and the whole thing. That's it. And then her talking about her great jeans. I just saw a really funny Rumble rant, and it really, Sean, give yourself a pat on the back. You totally broke my concentration. That was a good one because it makes sense. But it's the easiest concept to sell clothes. Really hot white chick. Do the jeans. Put the jeans on. Show your ass. Show your tits. As Keanu would say, bing, 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 boom, boom, boom. You sold yourself some pants. Sean Lenane with $1 says, can you play this without your face on the screen? What are you supposed to do? Like, not laugh at that? Like, not think that's fun? He's not wrong. I mean, if Sydney Sweeney has a great tits, nice ass ad, then why would you want my disgusting, bloated, hungover face? The man's got a point. So now there's people who think that this one, like Sydney Sweeney is now a Nazi. Like do they believe it? No, but they have to be mad about it. They have to be upset about it. Sydney Sweeney's a Nazi. She's a white supremacist. These ads are white supremacist. She didn't write the fucking ads. This was the ad campaign that like some Don Draper guy came up with in a boardroom somewhere. So this random nobody on TikTok sees the ad and decides, you know what? I got to hit record and I got to comment on this. And by the way, none of this commentary from any of these women criticizing Sydney Sweeney has anything to do with the fact that Sydney Sweeney is 5,000 times as beautiful as they are. No, never in a million years. Not once could that be a reason why they're doing this. If this was Lizzo, it would be the bravest jeans commercial ever.
Yep, that got me too.
You're crying.
I don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant.
Blatant what? It's a girl with great tits selling clothes. What? It's so blatant. What's so blatant? You don't think that there's a little part of this, maybe, that's you creating this in your head? I'm not trying to gaslight you. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm just asking. You don't think there's a little bit of you reading too much into the 20-second ad of the hot chick in pants? You don't think that it could be just a simple play on words? You're right. It's got to be racism. By the way, don't worry about kids getting shot trying to get food in Gaza. Don't worry about 60,000 civilians getting killed in Gaza. Don't worry about any of that. Definitely worry about the white millionaire in jeans.
I keep thinking that people just are not going to believe us until we're hung out there. But then even then, I feel like they'll be like, oh, no. Kind of like they are with.
What? Finish.
I see the same.
She couldn't fucking finish the sentence because it makes no sense. Did she mean hung out there like lynched? Like the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad is going to lead to white people going, I got my 6-shooter partner. You got your lynching rope. Off we go. God, I'm sure glad that white princess Sydney Sweeney had put American Eagle jeans on. What the fuck, dude? You understand, when we were kids, you walk by an American Eagle, an Arrow, an Abercrombie. You walk by there, and there are posters from one end of the store to the other of a guy with washboard abs who looks like a date rapist and just like smoking hot, skinny as a rail models with big tits. That's all it was, the whole store. There was no, this is Nazi shit. No, serious, this is Nazi shit. She's crying. She is in tears over the actress lady wearing jeans.
Perpetual self-imposed victimhood. You know, I did a post about saying, hey, like, these are the action steps that we really need to see from the good whites. Where I said, I need protection. Put my cash out. And she goes, well, would you just rather white women just not follow you at all anymore because da-da-da? And I'm like, yeah.
None of what she's saying makes sense. What we call in the business, this is called babbling. She's fucking babbling about the jeans lady.
Yeah, definitely unfollow me. If you thought you being here and clicking a follow button was doing me a favor, same as that one guy, whatever his name was. Descendant of the oppressor.
This is what I mean about people not being able to handle the internet or getting too invested in the internet. You don't need to worry about descendant of the oppressor. You don't. That's not a real person. That's a guy playing a persona of who he wished he had the balls to be in real life on the internet where there's no consequences. That is a fake person. That is a persona. That's pro wrestling. You don't need to concern yourself with that. You need to log off and you need to go to the mall and hang out. Maybe go get a pair of American Eagle jeans. Maybe you'll feel all good and decent and blessed genetically. But like, imagine this. Imagine investing so much in this shit that you go on the internet, again, investing way too much, and you cry about it. She was literally in tears. She's crying about the ad. Then when people go, you're kind of taking this too seriously and you're whining about the ad, this is ridiculous. You make another thing on the internet getting mad at the people who thought you were taking this too. I'm tired of being right. I'm tired of knowing all this shit. I'm tired of being 5 steps ahead of these people who congregate in the cyberspace, as they say. you don't deserve me. My fans do. And the people who hate me, they deserve me as well, because you can't live without me. Her saying, unfollow me if you hate me. Dude, if you hate me, continue watching. If you hate me, follow my every. You fucking love me. You can't get enough. And then when you see me in person, it's sad how starstruck you are. It's sad how much you enjoy being around me. It's fucking pathetic. And I love it. But this woman, don't say stupid shit online, and then when people say you're saying stupid shit online, go, fuck you. Go do something.
He's like, well, Lindsay still does a good job, and I appreciate her work and labor, so I'm going to still follow her. No, definitely unfollow me. If you are any type of person, but especially a white woman who's coming to this platform thinking you're doing me a favor by clicking a follow button, leave now. Immediately now. Because, honey boo boo, not this person, I'm doing you a favor.
Jesus Christ.
By showing up and calling you out.
We just got to start taking people to the loony bin, man. You got to start taking people who take this shit like this and it's real to them. You got to start taking them to the loony bin. And with no constitutional right, you have to revoke their constitutional rights and send them to a mental institution. They're insane. This is madness. Sydney Sweeney did a fucking jeans commercial. Thank you, Sean Linane, for gifting a membership. Who got it? Steel Toe Jam got the membership. There you go. There you go. But now we need, they call me Mario, to get a membership. So let's gift a few more. 155 away from tonight's goal. Vidam with $5 says, I do not tell anyone online or in person what my real identity is, so no one at the anniversary show knows who I am. Not even Crunchy. I thought you said you took her home and hooked up with her. We're starting to poke holes on your story here. I don't know. Satan's Mechanic says, what's BMOC? Something of color, black men of color, I would say. Sam Show says big man on campus. Oh, maybe it's big man on campus. Maybe I'm thinking too hard. 09 Canyon. Oh, yeah, I missed that part. She's like, I'm scared of Nazis. Cash at me or you agree with racism. All right, guys, here's the deal. This show is unforgivable. If you donate money to this show, you agree with bigotry and racism. I'm laying that out there right now. Anyone who donates money to this show or gifts memberships in the next 15 minutes is a fan of racism and bigotry and homophobia and transphobia, and it's disgusting. 155 away from today. Redbird with $2 says, her vote counts just as much as yours. Sleep well. She's probably right, though. Like, I care too much. I give a shit too much. Oh, now here come the donations. Veldrain with $1 says, businesses tried to do it their way. It made them no money. So back to making money, and now they're unhappy. Absolutely no one but them is surprised. Well, yeah, Victoria's Secret put cows on their fucking stores and billboards, and nobody wanted to buy Victoria's Secret shit anymore, so they had to put actual attractive women back up there again. Bud Light put a fucking science experiment in charge of their product, and they had to go get Shane Gillis and Post Malone to rescue that fucking brand. Same thing with American Eagle. They're like, oh, God, we tried being body positive. We tried all shapes and sizes. Why don't we just go get a fucking picture perfect 10 blonde with huge tits? That's going to work. Oh, you mean a Nazi? Yes. It's going to get to that point where you're just like, oh, so you mean a Nazi? And you're like, yeah, I guess that's what I mean then. Sure. Fuck it. Gray Duckling with $5 says, just swung by Midland Armory. Holy shit, Derek knows his stuff. Man, I ain't lying. By the time Derek and Tracy got there, though, I was already in good shape. Man, it was so great to hang out with Oz on Saturday night. I got to spend so much time with Oz, as gay as that sounds. Oz, the older you get, the more time you go without seeing people. And that's just part of life. But it had been too long. It was less than a year, but it had been too long since I'd seen Oz. And he looks great and he's doing great. And I told him, I go, when you want to do a show with me, jump on. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. And he's laser engraving. So that's awesome as well. Thank you very much for that run of donations. Remember, any of you donating to the show right now, you're all disgusting racists and you support hatred if you donate to Steel Toe. Gray Duckling with another $2 says, didn't they have a Tard model? Yeah, Victoria's Secret had a Down syndrome model. That made me insanely uncomfortable because you had to watch people comment on it and be like, actually, she's pretty hot. It's like, all right, you all need to fucking log off for a few minutes. This is fucking disgusting. Like this, you've gone too far now. RP Jesus says, American Eagle jeans make me feel sexy. Oh, do they make you feel sexy? Well, then that's good. Chernobog needs a membership on Rumble. They call me Mario needs a membership on Rumble. Do it. Helgi liked that, by the way. When we were doing the golf tournament, Helgi was in our group. We ran 6 deep in our group. And Helgi, especially after a few bloodies, if I was looking to putt, but he was looking to putt instead, and he was like, oh, shoot, no, I'm sorry. Do you want me to putt now? And I would it was so stupid. I just do a Senator Palpatine. I go, do it. And he'd piss himself laughing. Like, I want Helgi around in moments where I need to be funny, because it's like when, if you make a funny noise and a baby laughs and you're like, I'm way funnier than I thought I was. That's kind of like having Helgi around. Like, all I would do is go, do it. And it's like Palpatine. Yes, it is. It's just like Palpatine. Oh, also, if you want to impress Keanu, do a Julian Slowick from The Menu impression. Loves it. Got to, Gino and I got to show Kiki Red Dragon. That's not a sex. That sounds like I just said a sex thing. The movie with Ray Fiennes and Edward Norton and Anthony Hopkins. Fucking got to. I love when I get to show people a great movie they've never seen. We have to continue on here. I am way behind in the chat. Let's skip around a little bit. MSO says, but he still hasn't given anything to the Tin Man. God. That he didn't already have. And what was it? Cause never was the reason for the evening on the topic of Sir Galahad. Harry Ball says, you're thinking of Bad Dragon, Aaron. We didn't give her a Bad Dragon. We didn't give her a frozen Alaska pipe dragon or whatever. Eric Cartman says, Red Dragon, is that a new dildo? No. By the way, MSO, thank you so much for the constant America Tin Man references. I love those so much. $150 away from tonight's goal. We're right about where we want to be. I appreciate that. Keep kicking in those 5s at a time. They're doing the trick. Keep it up. We'll call this a win in no time here on the toe. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Looking to have another perfect day on the show. It's been a while since we've had goals. Not since last Thursday. We've been away a while doing the anniversary thing. So throw in a couple. Let us know you're alive. Let us know you love the show. About 300 of you hanging out at the moment. I love it, guys. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. $2 from Loaded Wrench says, for all the reasons you named off. Oh, well, thank you. Badam with $5 says, well, now Crunchy knows my stage name. Before she did not know. How is Meat Drapes doing? What happened to that stage name? Yeah, what did happen to Meat Drapes? Did Meat Drapes change his name? I know I hear from people all the time who they're like, oh, I changed jobs. I listen every day, but I'm not in the chat, and I'm this person. They'll tell me what their name was, and I'll be like, I'm glad you still listen, but it sucks that we lost you. Like, I remember that name. You're fucking hilarious in that chat. But it's all worth it if we've got Sam Show. That's what I always say. All right, guys, 145 away from tonight. Again, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and gift a few memberships and throw a few dollars our way. We sure do appreciate it. This was kind of cool. Tom Homan, the ICE director, he went on Stephen A. Smith's show and he kind of read Stephen A. the Riot Act. It didn't take him long. It wasn't like a long clip. One thing I like about Tom Homan, he's very pithy. And Stephen A. Smith is kind of the opposite of pithy. Stephen A. Smith works long form. Tom Homan was being grilled by Stephen A. Smith about immigration. And Stephen A.'s objection that he gave Tom Homan was, hey, you guys are deporting law-abiding citizens that are here illegally. Now, just think about that for a moment. Just kick that around, chew on it a little, let it digest. Stephen A. Smith doesn't like the job that Tom Homan is doing because he feels that ICE is kicking out too many law-abiding citizens. This is something that discourages me. It disheartens me about American immigration policy. And that is the mere act of being here illegally is breaking the law. When you enter this country without the proper permission and documentation, you've broken the law. You're a felon at that point. But we've lost that one. You talk about the Overton window shifting where, you know, just the conversation, like the acceptable things you can say in the debate about the topic shift. We've done that with immigration. It used to be, you came here illegally, you got to go back. Do it the right way. Now it's just, hey, we're deporting this guy. He's here illegally. And they go, oh, what did he do? And you're like, he's fucking here illegally. And like, well, no, he has to do a thing on top of being here illegally. Otherwise, we can't kick him out. It's like, since when? That's the Overton window shift. That's the thing people expect now. So here's Stephen A. Smith talking to Tom Homan. And again, I may have been disappointed by the Trump administration in recent months, but Homan, I really do think Homan's a good guy.
One of the things that people have lamented is the fact that you're supposed to be in pursuit of criminals. However, we're seeing folks that, according to the elected officials, Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, and others, you have an abundance of citizens in the city that are employed, that pay their taxes, that are law-abiding citizens, are not bothering anybody, yet they're the one.
There it is. Come on, Tom. You're kicking out all these people that are law-abiding citizens. Huh? You're kicking out all these illegals that are law-abiding citizens.
Ones being detained, per se. What do you say to that? How prevalent is that of an issue in your mind? Or is it much ado about nothing from the mouths of those elected officials?
Well, first of all, they're not law-abiding citizens. They're illegal aliens who enter this country illegally, which is a crime, first of all.
We need to get back to that because, like, unfortunately, media personalities, and it's not just lefties, it's righties too. It's the Charlie Kirks and the Ben Shapiros. All those guys, they talk in sound bites. And when they get a good soundbite, they never let the soundbite go. They're going to keep it forever. And for Stephen A. Smith, he likes that we're kicking out law-abiding citizens thing. And with the law-abiding citizens thing, when a guy like Tom Homan, who's an authority on this, the authority on this, comes in and says, no, actually, you see what it is they're not law-abiding citizens because when they enter the country illegally, they're committing a crime. That Stephen A. Smith is not going to go, oh, okay, I understand that now, and I'm going to change the way I talk. He'll go right back to it. And that's the shitty part. We talk to each other, but I don't think we listen.
So let's talk about the facts. So the facts, which much of the media isn't covering. You know, I talked to the press yesterday in front of the White House, and this came up because I said I'm sick and tired of reading the stories that ICE is arresting. They're not arresting mostly criminals, they're arresting mostly non-criminals, and that we're detaining, our detention is mostly non-criminals. I read one story that says, you know, how dare ICE? The facts are that less than 1% of illegal aliens are deported from this country.
Less than 1% of the illegal aliens. Chew on that number for a minute. Less than 1% of the illegal aliens in this country are deported. And people are acting like they're, you know, that there's another Holocaust coming. That this is just unbelievable. That this is unconscionable. What they're doing. It's ridiculous. It's amazing. And Tom Homan can set them straight all day long. It's just not going to work. People, they get set in their ways. Like I said, they get their talking points and they're never going to change. But Tom Homan's fighting the good fight. He's more based on immigration than Trump is, because they ask him about all the deportations they're doing. And what does he say? They're doing 3,000 a day. And Tom Homan said, we're not doing enough. You guys can complain about our deportations, but we're not deporting enough people. He said, in order just to deport the people who came here illegally in the last administration, we'd have to deport 7,000 illegals a day. So if anything, we're not doing enough. Redbird with $5. Thank you, buddy. Says the usual suspects. Uh-oh, what's this? What is this? Chevrolet JB with $1 says, shout out to Mega Meat and Joe Smash. Still have a 91 S10 for sale. Oh, are we you know what? If you guys want to do the Tradio bit with donations, I liked it when you guys did that. That was pretty funny. Anything that gets us down to 0 tonight, I'm in. 140 away from today. Thank you guys very, very much. Reynolds with $1 says, who won the TV? I did give my TV away at the golf thing. I gave it to, the guy, he was the one guy who broke 100 but didn't get money. So I gave money to Brett. I think Brett came in second. Joe came in third. And I can't remember who came in first. Fuck it. I can't remember. But yeah, we gave away a shitload of money, shitload of prizes. I was going in at the anniversary party during the tournament. In between my games, I had a little gift bag. I was just grabbing shit. I was giving it out to people, just handing it out. I was, the more I think about it, I was 3 sheets pretty early into the day's festivities. So I might have even given away some shit that I don't remember, like my dignity. I wonder who has that. 140 away from tonight. Keep it going, guys. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, beg, shake. Keep it going. Let's hit let's get that 140 down to 0. Who, what, why with $5. Love it. I love who, what, why. Who, what, why with $5 says, I tried not to say anything. You said I couldn't film, but that man filmed. That camera was pointed at a pipe the whole time, Aaron. Yeah, I mean, I asked people not to film. I said they can't film, and they did. And I know the person who did it. It turns out yesterday we found out they openly broke a law to do it. So that's uncomfortable for them. That's too bad. But what do you do? I can't save them all. I can't save everybody. Great. I mean, when you do it and then they projected about it, like they did it on behalf of someone else who's not legally allowed to, and that's indirect. And then they claimed that something else happened that didn't. It's like, you're coping because you did what you know. Sorry, like I said, I can't save them all. Like, if your obsession with me causes you to fuck up that badly, then you probably needed some help long before you got involved with me. Gray Duckling with $5 says, I got robbed then. You got robbed? You didn't. Oh, and then the people who showed up to win the cornhole tournament, a couple of neighbors of mine, they're the guys I talk about. They're like state ranked cornhole players. They travel around to tournaments. And I was advertising on Facebook the cornhole tournament, that it was free, and there was going to be prizes, $100 a head, for the winners. And I got a Facebook message from him. He's like, what time is your tournament in Rockville? And I'm like, oh shit. as soon as he asked me when the tournament was, I'm like, oh shit, the rest of us are playing for second. And it was true. I mean, he fucked everybody up. I think the highest point total anyone got was like 5. It was fun, but it was not close. Oh, Redbird, you sent me this tweet with this story on it. We have this story for tonight. So we are going to be doing this one regardless. Thank you guys for the contributions. That puts us 130 away from tonight. You guys are fucking moving, man. Thank you so much. 130 away from today. Over 300 people checking out the toe. Hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. We love having you here. It's just, I hate to say it, but you guys are a fucking blast. Let's keep it going. We have, we have more people freaking out about the Sydney Sweeney thing. I knew I had more than just that one black lady losing her mind about Sydney Sweeney. This is a collection of all of the people who lost their collective shit about a fucking American Eagle pants ad. Let's check it out.
Did American Eagle just run an ad for eugenics?
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
I mean, it could be an innocent play on words about Sydney Sweeney's awareness of how attractive she is, or they could secretly be doing a Nazi commercial. Let's do a thing. Let's use our big brains that we get from being in the common sense real world, and let's use our big human brains, and let's try to figure out if a large clothing company was doing an innocent play on words to use sex appeal to sell, as we know in marketing classes is one of the most common ways to sell products, or they were subtly trying to pay tribute to mein Führer. Now, if you have a common sense brain and you live in the real world and you're well adjusted, you know that that is fucking insane. But if you spend all of your time in front of a screen or with your nose in your phone, you have no real friends, you really believe that that could be a possibility, that American Eagle went, hey, you know how we have shareholders and profit margins and, quotas that we need to maintain? What if we really subtly tried to slip Nazi propaganda that most people find despicable into our advertising? And Sydney Sweeney, being one of the most bankable young stars in Hollywood today, she went, you know what I should do with my career red hot as it is? Try to slip some Nazi spitballs past the umpire. Only in a world that is terminally online can you be this fucking stupid. But here they are. God, people need purpose. We need to figure out how to give these people purpose and take the phones away.
Totally just talking about denim, right?
No, they're talking about her genetics. They're talking about her beautiful blue eyes and her beautiful hair and her beautiful body. They're talking about how in biology your parents pass down their genetics. And since she's selling jeans, get it? Ha ha. Like cunt.
Just a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman explaining how her good genes gave her personality and purity. I mean,
Yeah. Gave her beauty. She's beautiful because her parents passed down beautiful genes.
Really going to pretend that this isn't a little fashy-coded? Look, I'm not saying that...
It's a little fashy-coded. You can only get there if you're terminally online and you just read shit constantly. You over-inundate yourself with that kind of propaganda. That's the only way you can get there, because everyone else who's normal, who has purpose, goes, oh, genes, genetics. Genes, 100 bad dreams. Going up to Harlem with a pistol in his jeans, $50 bill inside a Paladin's hat. Ain't nobody sure where Mr. Knickerbocker's at.
Sydney Sweeney personally wrote this ad to revive the Third Reich, but American Eagle absolutely knew what they were doing here. You don't get to drop lines about inherited traits, blue eyes, and great genes.
The Nazis didn't invent genetics. If she would have said, hi, I'm Sydney Sweeney, aren't these great genes? It would be terrible if they were born retarded. We should have burned them when they came out. That would be eugenics. That would be some Nazi shit. That would be fucked up. Hi, I'm Sydney Sweeney. Aren't my genes great? Could you imagine if my genes gave me cystic fibrosis? We should have probably put me in a camp. That would have been bringing back Nazi eugenics. Hey, my genes are great, but don't they look conjoined? We should forcibly separate them. That would be eugenics. Then you would have a point. But you see, you can't get around biology. But then again, women like this want to go cutting little kids' cocks off. So what the fuck do I know?
while zooming in on somebody that could have walked straight off of a Nazi propaganda poster and
I guess being a beautiful woman makes you a Nazi now. Add that to the list of shit that makes us a Nazi.
expect people not to catch that reference. Good genes used to mean racial purity in fascist circles, and now it's just denim marketing. We are watching fashion.
No, it's always been denim marketing. It's always been selling Coca-Cola. It's always been selling a muscle car. Beautiful women. That's good genes. And by the way, have you noticed that everyone who's mad about this commercial, maybe a little past their day, maybe doesn't get the Sydney Sweeney looks anymore? But this is totally about fascism, right, sweetheart? It's nothing to do. There's no inner turmoil being exposed here. That's one thing I will say I'm very glad about being a guy. Guys don't have that jealousy. You know, they see a good-looking dude like promoting something, we're like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm not doing the work to look like that. That's how the fuck do you do? What do you do all day?
Just aesthetics sneak back into pop culture through fashion ads, trad wife influence.
Yeah, let's put big 300-pound fucking whales on shit to sell it. That really worked well. Let's put big fat cows in tight pants. Everybody wants to buy that.
And yes, now blue jeans. If you think this was an innocent ad, you have not been paying attention.
Then I'm so glad I'm not paying attention. You have no idea how happy I am to drink from the trough of ignorance if this is what it means to be, quote unquote, paying attention. They call me Mario, says great jeans in that Jordache jeans commercial from 79. Just saying. Precisely. And I mean, yeah, Treetop Armadillo says, who cares what this lady thinks? She lives in a one-bedroom apartment in Sacramento or Cleveland or something. I love that the two of them are interchangeable in your mind. That makes me very happy. We got Vidam at $25 now. That puts Vidam in the old cuck chair. Let's get that boy in his cuck chair, huh? Vidam now at $25. So we got Miss Tay at 45, Walter at 35, Captain Joe at 30, Dago doesn't die at 30 in fourth at 30, and Vidam in the cuck chair at 25. Guys, it's pretty close. Pretty goddamn close. And $130 away from tonight's goal. Keep it going. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. 300 people checking out, a little over 300 people checking out the toe. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, any plans for a fall, winter, spring, summer comedy show? I had a blast at the anniversary show this past Saturday. Awesome job, everyone involved. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure I'll get bored or something, and we'll do something. We can. There's always Sartell and some other places that we can go and do a show. It's the thing is, oh God, you guys are going to love this next lady that's doing one of these. I don't do stand-up anymore. So like now I get to, the way I did the anniversary show, that's what I want to do for all comedy shows we do. Like just let the comedians do comedy and I can go out there and put on a funny, silly costume and do an impression. Julian, I got it. We do another one in the winter. Julian Slowick from The Menu. That's what we do. Gray Duckling with $5 says Aaron doesn't care about jeans. He's all about the core. You know I'm never going to live that down, and I guess I don't deserve to. I guess I don't deserve to live that down. I did compliment that lady's core, and you guys said she was a trans. She wasn't. Anonymous says, you want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing. Brooke Shields, 1980. Yeah, remember when we were Nazis in 1980? Remember when we were all Nazis back then? And they weren't just innocent commercials, remember. It was a Third Reich advertisement. Check out this chick who thinks it ready. By the way, this is all about Sydney Sweeney, 100%. And this is about fighting Nazism. None of this has to do with any daddy issues. Take a look. Wow. When is anyone going to tell these people that the septum piercing is the biggest red flag you could fly? Let's take a look.
You guys are complaining about that Sydney Sweeney jeans ad, so I went and saw it. That's Nazi propaganda. Wow.
Don't ever, can you back it? I mean it. You're making me mad. Back away from you don't see me going that close to my camera. I know who I am. I know what I look like. I know what I do to people psychologically and emotionally when I do shit like that. So I don't do it. It's not nice. Please try to be more like me.
I thought it was going to be like kind of bad. That's going to be in history book.
I will be the.
It's not, oh God. Oh my God. You could line them up and predict what they thought about the ad. I could just look at them and go, Nazi, right? Nazi, right? Nazi, right? So none of you here in this line have an original thought in your fucking head. Didn't think so.
A friend that's too woke, because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like fascist weird. Like Nazi propaganda weird.
Everything to these people is a Nazi because, again, they sit in their apartments all day with no purpose. They stay online all fucking day. They don't get off of TikTok. And so everything has to be a Nazi because they have nothing to do. They have no purpose. Again, they're terminally online. So they have to have something to fight. So they create their enemy to fight. You have no purpose. You have nothing to fight. You're online. You're irrelevant. You have nothing to do. There's no enemy you need to fight because you're in fairy tale world. The rest of us, yeah, we actually go out and do things and, we have to solve problems and raise children and do things like that. You are not necessary. Ironically, defending Sydney Sweeney from the eugenics Nazi allegations is kind of making me a Nazi.
Be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle.
Oh yeah, you can't have an eagle because that was the Third Reich. It's not like the United States of America co-opted the eagle literally 200 years before the
is making fascist propaganda like this. Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes.
What if if Lizzo was on there talking about her genes, you'd go, yeah, that's so brave. Okay, so if it's a big fat cow and they're not white, but God forbid a blonde, beautiful white girl who's never done anything to harm anyone, never told anyone to do an unhealthy thing ever. God forbid a beautiful white woman embrace how attractive she is. God forbid. I mean, that would be terrible. I thought we were all about body positivity. I thought we were all supposed to love who we are. So why can't a beautiful blonde girl say, I'm fucking smoking hot? Glad for my genes.
Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
If you haven't fully comprehended how bad it is, I need you to open your fucking eyeballs and listen.
Hold on. Let me hold on as wide as I can. Let me open I want to make sure I get my education from you.
This is Nazi shit.
Oh.
Pure Nazi shit. Saying that a blonde hair, blue-eyed girl has good genes is Nazi shit.
Oh, she whispered it that last time. That's how I know that it's for real. Nazi shit.
Anybody has good genes is eugenics. Blonde hair, blue-eyed.
Acknowledging good genes is eugenics? I've got bad news, guys. Every doctor out there that's trying to cure diseases, every doctor out there that's trying to map out genomes and shit like that, they're all Nazis. I got bad news. Her idol, Dr. Fauci, he was a Nazi. Well, you know what? That one. That one checks out. You know what? She got me talking too long, and she ended up getting me. Can I just want to say something that I don't think any of this is Nazi propaganda. I mean, I see that ad, and to me, it makes me want to sing. You know? I see that ad and it makes me happy, and it makes me think that we all have a chance to hear each other and understand each other. So in my opinion, I think we should all sing because of this Sydney Sweeney ad. Der Heide blüht ein kleines Blümelein und das heißt Erika. See, it's just a nice song about a beautiful woman. That's what we want to do. Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about genetics in this country, Tolkien Studios with a great one. Margaret Sanger, there's a eugenicist for you. Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood, if you want a little eugenics with your morning coffee. By the way, Helgi and I, by the 18th hole, were in no condition to perform at the golf event. We were a little ahead of Gino, Keanu, Matt, and Amy. So Helgi and I, with the other foursome that was ahead of us in the golf event, there was a choo-choo train of about 20 or so steel toe golfers. And we were up there, and they were getting a kick out of it. So, Helgi and I decided to just start singing Erica at the top of our lungs on the 18th tee. I did not have a good round. If you're wondering, I did not golf well that day. 191 Redbird with $5 says, looking at the stock price, I guess Blitzkrieg is back in season. Is American Eagle crushing it stock-wise today? Good. This is actually great advertising for them. This is going to sell them a lot of jeans. They were down 4.16% today. Aw. Woke attempt to cancel Sydney Sweeney fails as American Eagle stock soars. Oh, that's not good, because this says it was down 50 cents. How are they doing in the 5-day? Well, you know what? They're up a little from the 5-day. They're actually up about $1. The stock's up $1 since these Sydney Sweeney ads started. Good for her. Good for her. MSO says, I thought Aaron already knew better than to be in foursomes again. No, golf is a great sport. It's wonderful. And if you get a group of 4 people together, you get in your foursome, you just have a hell of a time. You just got to remember, though, that you're not a good drinker at all. You're certainly not a good drinker and golfer. All right, guys, thank you very much. 120 away from today. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, memberships. Ooh, 16 gifted memberships away from 300. My bad. It says 18. 16 gifted memberships away from 300. So keep going. 120, not a bad number. Not a bad number. Dan Vicious says, who owns American Eagle? Oh, Jay loves Teletubbies. Could you send me a screenshot email of that? Please, because that needs to be sent. That needs to be sent in. That is not that it's going to matter after all the this weekend stuff. That's going to be bad enough. But yeah, I need that from you. There's my email in the chat. Jay loves Teletubbies. Please send a screenshot of that to me. I can forward it off. Grand Poobah with $2 says, if this Sydney Sweeney, if this Sydney Sweeney derangement has taught me anything, it's that I can be hopeful that leftist stupidity is somehow still outstripping Republican conservative incompetence. That's true. Limited slip diff. I will say this. Speaking of oversensitive leftist stupidity and speech policing, thank you for the $5. Oh, man. It must suck to be that sensitive of a person that joking and shit like that gets you, or just like people having a good time. I hope you're just doing it to be disingenuous, because if you're really that big of a fucking pussy, dude, that's really fucking pathetic. I would never admit that publicly, that offends you. Ew. 115 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very, very much. Keep it going. You guys, I told you, $5 at a time. We're going to crush this thing, and you're on pace. You're on pace, that's for sure. Keep it going. I appreciate you guys. Let's do another perfect day. We Vikes fan on YouTube, he's watching me like a hawk lately on my Trump coverage because he thinks I've been a little too hard on the Donald. He has he has like this thing where he kind of watches the way we cover him, and he's always sure to make sure that if I'm being too negative on Trump, he sets me straight in the comments, right? And today he complimented me. He said, Aaron, you're getting better on these tariffs. You were against these. He was mad at me because I was against the tariffs. And then I saw that in June, America ran a surplus. A lot of that was because of the tariffs. And that now J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are talking about sending us all checks for the tariffs, that money's going to go directly back to the American people. And I thought, if the budget does like, maybe I was wrong about tariffs, and maybe it's a double-edged sword and both edges are good. On one edge, you get better trade deals and you get better deals for America. And then on the other side of it, if they don't come to you with better trade deals, you end up with this surplus of income that you can then possibly reward the American people with. It's possible. Sam Show says, you haven't been hard enough on the Donald. He loves Jays and covers for pedophiles. I feel like I've been very tough on him for that. Sean Lenane with $1 says, I hate foursomes. Threesomes are where it's at. With foursomes, you never know which hole to shoot for. Oh, wow. Look at this reference. MSO, Tariff's Lipinski. Dude, I might be the only one in this chat who gets a Tara Lipinski reference, but I think that makes it worth it. Gino Keanu and I watched that I, Tonya movie. I'd never seen that, the Margot Robbie, Tonya Harding movie. Good. I liked it. It was solid. It's worth a view. I'll tell you that much. All right, 1:15 away from tonight's goal. So anyway, about the tariffs, Senator Hawley, I like him, by the way. Josh Hawley's a no-nonsense dude. He wants to take the tariff income we're getting, and every quarter he wants to cut a check to every American man, woman, and child. Not just every worker, not just every taxpayer, even kids. He wants to give them each $600. Now, how the fuck does that work? Are we bringing in that kind of money times 300? I think we're up to 380 million people. Bro, that's $228 billion. Are we bringing in that much on tariff revenue? How much have Trump's tariffs raised? I have Erica in my head now. That's never good. Tax Foundation predicts that the tariffs could raise between 1.7 trillion and 2.4 trillion in the next decade. So that is about 220 billion a year. So yeah, that would be a $600 check for everybody. Holy shit. I mean, fucking nice. I mean, I didn't realize how much money we were making. Maybe I am wrong about tariffs, man. You guys want to rub it in, you can rub it in. Perhaps I've been a little unfair to the president. Nefarious says, I love I, Tonya. No, I, Tonya was a good movie. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. But there I was enjoying the damn thing. Allison Janney is such a good actress. And Margot Robbie's really good. So yeah, Josh Hawley has officially introduced, this isn't like him just talking shit. He introduced legislation to provide $600 tariff rebates to almost all Americans and to their dependent children. Oh shit. So I would get my kids money. I should give it to them though. They should get their $600. So I claim 2 of the 3. I don't mean like as a father. I mean like tax-wise. When you negotiate, when you divorce, you negotiate. So that would be what? That would be an $1,800 payday? Ooh, look who's rolling in it over here. The payments would be reduced for households that earn $150,000 or more. Good thing I got divorced. A head of household who earns more than $112,000 and individuals who earn more than $75,000. The payments are designed to offset higher prices resulting from tariffs, which produced $30 billion in revenue to the federal government and could provide $150 billion in revenue in 2025. Well, I mean, shit, man. So either we have let's see. New trade deals that get us better deals on, working with these other countries, or we end up with these tariffs. We get a little extra revenue and it goes into everyone's pocket. I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it could be a win-win. $1 from Chevrolet JB says, glad to hear you're such a good host. Here you're in a state very different than yours. Lets her sit and watch movies. Well, in the morning when we're not doing anything. No, they wanted to sit on the deck and sit on the porch and like look out at grass and drink on a deck. Like that was their big thing. It's weird. Like you come from New York and like, we don't ever get to do this. And I'm like, do you want to go to the lake or something? We go to a dive bar. They're like, we can go to a dive bar fucking anytime in New York. We can't sit out on a deck. It's wild to me. Jay loves Teletubbies. Just send me the email, buddy. We're not going to make a show about this. I'm not going to talk about it on the show. That's a very personal thing for me. It's not for the show. Send me an email, bud, and I would appreciate it. Thank you. I respect my wishes, please. 115 away from tonight's goal. Keep it going. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Yes, thank you for the $1, buddy. I appreciate it. Shoot me an email and then you don't worry about it. A North Carolina Democrat is not happy. She comes from Mecklenburg in North Carolina. This is a state lawmaker, and she is not happy about immigration policy. She represents a district where there's a lot of people getting deported, a lot of people getting rounded up. She's not too pleased with it. But in perfect Democrat fashion, she's not mad because it's like traumatic for the human beings. She's not upset because it's bad for the children or something, or that it's a bad way for us to treat each other. Why do you think what is the purpose, the reason the Democrat is going to give as to why all of these deportations are bad? Odago Doesn't Die informs me Mecklenburg is a county, not a town. I apologize. All right, go ahead. Tell me why the Democrat is mad about the immigration deportations. Again, it's not like this is immoral, this is wrong, this is terrible. There's a very specific reason why these Democrats are angry that these deportations are going on. Chernobog, you're right there. Chernobog, you're just about right on the money when you say no more cheap landscaping. I swear to God, these people just have no shame. Like, even if you were going to be a full of shit politician, wouldn't you lie and come up with a more like humanistic rationale as to why you're against this illegal immigration? I mean, if they were telling the truth, they'd say, we want to eventually get these illegals citizenship so they can vote for me. But this is like, again, this is that quasi-racist shit that they don't hear themselves say.
And as we have seen, as certain states have deported immigrants, what's happened?
We've all been singing a lot.
What's happened? The crops are not being picked. The hotels do not have anyone providing the service.
I mean, this is the who's going to scrub your toilets, Donald Trump. That's this same thing. And it seems to be like a Democrat racist clarion call of who's going to pick the crops, who's going to do this. I mean, my God, I guess it kind of fits the Democrats because that was their whole vibe when they were fighting against freeing the slaves back in the 1860s. So they really haven't changed. There's something to be said for their consistency. But if we free them slaves, who's going to pick the crops? Can't free them slaves. But if we deport them illegals, who's going to pick the crops? Boy, you guys, you know what? 160 years has not been good to you. I have to say, it's not been good to you. Who, on a wall, who will pluck the chickens? Yeah, Chernobog says, who are we going to exploit for cheap labor now? I mean, that's the rationale they're giving. If they're here legally, they might argue for livable wages. If we have to hire legal people, they might actually report workplace abuse and even grapes that happen on the job. The workplace would be safer. We can't go for that. Who am I going to exploit and manipulate if we get rid of all them Mexicans? Jesus. No Pen 15 with $2 says she's more racist than a steel toe crowd. Wow. I mean, let's find out how racist a steel toe crowd is. I mean, you guys are 110 away from today's goal. I'll be honest with you. I think anybody who donates to, I don't think you can really be a hateful, disgusting, misogynist, racist piece of shit unless you contribute to Steel Toe. I think people who contribute to Steel Toe are just, I mean, racists, misogynists, the whole thing. So if you donate to this show in the next couple of minutes, that's who you are. Mudbutt Beardo with $4.99 says, who's going to wash Gino and Keanu's crappy draws? I love that we're on draws, and I refuse to say it like a black person because I feel like it's not my place. It's cultural appropriation, so I will overly whiten me saying draws. Thank you, Mudbutt Beardo. You're now at 25, tied with Vidam in the cuck chair. Miss Tay has officially hit the Miss Tay has hit the $50 mark for the week with that gifted membership. Thank you very much. And we are an even 100 away from tonight's goal. Thank you guys so much. You are right on track. Crazy Horse Us getting that membership. If you feel like passing it along, go ahead. Thank you so much. An even hundo away from tonight's goal. Thank you to No Pen 15 Fathead. Thanks for the $2. I appreciate it. Jay loves Teletubbies. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, we had a great lineup. And when we do a comedy show, our people actually do stand-up comedy, which is more than some can say. There's a lot of jealousy because of that, and leaves me tickled. Still over 300 of you checking out the toe, actually closer to 400 with that X number. Thank you so much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants, and even $100. That means we're on the home stretch. Take it home. And you guys have all done. I don't think we've had one $10 donation on the evening show tonight. Guys, that's fucking awesome. Keep it going $5 at a time. That's great. Thank you so much for the support. My idea of a perfect show is when it's just 2s, 5s, gifted memberships, all the way down. 2-0. So thank you. Keep them coming. You're the absolute best. After the North Carolina lady, we got, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance had some shit to say about Epstein today. Remember, wasn't Donald Trump the one who was telling us that, we should all shut the fuck up about Epstein? Who gives a shit about Epstein anymore? It's over. It's done with. He sure does like talking about Epstein still. Not only that, but a week or two ago, I was saying that, perhaps Ghislaine Maxwell might get her sentence commuted or some clemency or something like that. And she might talk about the Epstein stuff. She might testify before Congress. But it sounds like what might be going on here is a little bit of a conspiracy. Ghislaine might get a pardon. I know she's appealed to the Supreme Court, but she might get a pardon in exchange for her testimony. And in my opinion, her testimony would just be her backing up Trump's story. She'll cut a deal with Trump, and in exchange for her getting let out, she will totally tell Donald, oh, no, he's totally right. He got us dead to rights. No client list, nothing like that. Just, Donald nailed it. And that'll be the official story forever and ever. I mean, I can't imagine, dude. I cannot imagine Donald Trump surviving support-wise if he pardons her or cuts her loose and she gives some bullshit testimony. It would be, McBuster's right. It would be 2025 would be the year of the Trumpstein cover-up. Los Federales says, by the way, massive 8.7 earthquake just happened in Russia. No way. 8.7. That is, I'm not a seismologist, but that doesn't happen very often. A tsunami watch. No shit. A tsunami watch has been issued. Let's put that up on the screen there. For the entirety of the U.S. and Canadian West Coast, as well as Alaska, following an earthquake measuring 8.7 off the coast of Russia's Far East, while a tsunami warning has been issued for parts of the Alaskan Aleutian Islands. Wow, 8.7 magnitude earthquake somewhere off the coast of Russia. Woo. I mean, the entire West Coast of the United States. Damn. Mad Move says Trump is something to keep your eyes on. A weather event to keep your eyes on. Mad Move says Trump is already done. The only support left is AIPAC. You ain't lying. And like, what a terrible deal for Trump, because Israel is quickly becoming public enemy number one for like the whole world. People have had it with Israel's shit. Are you noticing that? Like, you're noticing guys like Nick Fuentes getting more popular now, Jake Shields, people like that. People who have for a long time criticized Israel are now getting more and more popular. Dave Smith is becoming more popular. Tucker Carlson. I mean, Tucker Carlson, if you listen to his show and you listen to him talk about 9/11 and other stuff, you're like, Tucker's this close to letting loose with his true feelings on a lot of stuff. So you're kind of seeing the whole world start to turn against Israel. I mean, the more information that comes out, the more people learn, and the less information you can hold back. And the more people form their own opinions, the less popular they might get. My Lost Interest says the only way we'll find out about the real Epstein truth is if Trump pisses someone off on the inside and they leak it for a big payday. Well, I mean, Elon, right? We kind of thought Elon was going to be the guy who was going to tell us everything, and he kind of pussied out. I don't know if he was just on a ketamine rip one day and he went, Trump was on the Epstein files. And then he came down from it and he was like, I should probably shut the fuck up. I should probably clam the fuck up. Hobo, good to see you, buddy. Sorry, I don't know if you were drunk this morning or what, but you were kind of on one, bud. You were really on one today. It's like, if you're a fan of the show, that's great. You want to bust some balls, that's great. But it's just like when a guy just writes over and over, I wish you'd put a gun in your mouth. It's like, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to, like, everyone else is being very funny. You just seem a little angry today. I'm going to time you out a little bit. Just going to give you a little time. That's all. $100 away from today's goal. Hobo says, I don't drink, stupid. I got to be honest with you, Hobo. If I were you, that would be my best kept secret, because that's kind of what everyone used as their explanation of, why you are the way you are. Otherwise, we have to go with either massive head trauma or stubbornly unwilling to treat a mental condition. One of those three. And it can't be all of them, and it can't be none of them. End of Silence says, I bet more blacks know that today is Popeye's chicken. Trump trampling at the zoo says, you do a great job, just like Tucker, in the way you don't say your true failings of the big breaks, or big beaks, he says. You just lay out the facts passive aggressively. I mean, I do kind of see a little bit of myself in Tucker when he starts doing that. I'm like, I do that. I do that same thing. I do the same thing. All right, guys, help me dig into that $100. Let's knock it out. Like I dig into a cake, right, Hobo? Like a cake. It's a fat joke. Sam Show says, you would see yourself in Tucker, fag. I love how I beat Hobo to my own fat joke. Sorry, buddy. Got him again. Goddamn. So J.D. Vance and Trump are talking about Epstein again. At this point, it's a me thinks thou doth protest too much sort of a deal, though. I mean, Jesus, dude. You said the other day, you're like, anyone who keeps talking about this is a piece of shit liberal. And now you're sitting there going, and another thing about Epstein.
On the Epstein files, or your name has not appeared in the Epstein files. But doesn't the AG have to tell you if your name...
Well, I haven't been overly interested in it. It's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion. I can say...
That's interesting. when he was campaigning, all these people that were campaigning with him were very passionate about this being a giant cover-up, and we're going to release all of it when we get in there. And then when he gets in office and they start getting all the files, all of a sudden it's a big hoax. I don't believe for a second that he's not in there a lot more than he thought he was. I think Trump saw a lot of stuff in those files and he went, wait a minute, they were watching me when that happened?
Those files were run by the worst scum on earth. They were run by Comey. They were run by Garland. They were run by Biden and all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen. Those files were run for 4 years by those people. If they had anything.
So now it's Biden too. The auto pen is getting involved. The auto pen's a child molester now. The auto pen's in on it. God. This conspiracy just gets bigger and bigger every day. This hoax gets bigger and bigger every day.
I assume they would have released it. The whole thing is a hoax. They ran the files. I was running against somebody that ran the files. If they had something, they would have released. Now,
I got to say, I'm hearing this way too much, repeated the exact same way, and it makes me glad that I never bit on that particular piece of information, because I've always been telling people, Trump fans tell me that all the time. They go, well, if they had something on Trump, they would have released it during the election. No, they wouldn't have, because they're all in it too. It's mutually assured destruction, and they'd rather live with 4 more years of Trump and get through it than drop that big of a Tsar Bomba on everybody. So I don't buy that argument at all, that, oh, they'd release it if they knew.
They can easily put something in the files.
Okay, why didn't Bob Dole release anything about Bill Clinton in the Epstein files then?
That's a phony. Like, as an example, Christopher Steele, a person you know well, happens to be from your country. But Christopher Steele, as an example, wrote a book, a dossier. We call it the fake news dossier.
The Russia. Now, wait a minute. I hate when he does this, too. He conflates the Russia thing with the Epstein thing. These are two completely separate issues. And he keeps marrying them together. See, they did a Russia hoax. I didn't like the Russia stuff, and it was a hoax. I don't like this Epstein stuff. Let's make that a hoax, too. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit trickery way of doing things.
Your country. But Christopher Steele, as an example, wrote a book, a dossier. We call it the fake news dossier. And the whole thing was a fake. The whole thing was a fake. They can put things in the file that are fake. But those files were run by bad, sick people. If they had anything, why didn't they use it when I was killing Joe and then he gave out because he was 25 points down?
He's not 25. Allow him his indulgences. See, like, this is when he starts grouping lies together, it makes me feel like he's hiding something and he's uncomfortable.
And then I got somebody new. Nobody even knew anything about her. She was a horrible vice president. She was a border czar, but she never went to the border. She never once called a border patrol agent to find out how we're done. But she was the border czar.
None of this has anything to do with Epstein.
Nobody knows her last name. It was Harris, but nobody knew her last name. So I ended up...
This Epstein shit is breaking him, guys. I'm telling you right now. He might do better when he's talking about other issues, but this Epstein stuff has got him fucking rattled.
I like to end up in a race where you're killing somebody, you're beating him, and then they say, all right, we'll take him out. He's not working. Let's put somebody else. And then she had a 6-week honeymoon. It was amazing. They predicted she will have a 6-week honeymoon, and she did. And then she
None of this has to do with Epstein.
But think of it. Those files were run by these people. They were run by my enemy. If there was anything in there, they would have used them.
I don't think they were. I think that's a lie, too. They're like, oh, those files were run by Biden. I think those files were run by the FBI, the CIA, and Mossad. I don't think those were... I don't think those were files that he was privy to. A hobo with a good line. He says, Trump's aging like a plantain. I mean, look, dude, he's not the youngest dude in the world. I mean, is he 80 yet? He's almost 80. I mean, you got to cut the guy a little slack on his appearance. But I don't think those files were I don't think those files were Biden's to release. I think they were the FBI's, the CIA's, and Mossad's to release. Rexstart parody account says, so they made up something to destroy him, but forgot to put his name in it. Yeah, like it's a hoax, but I'm not in the hoax. That doesn't make sense either. It's a hoax. The whole thing's a big lie. All right, then release it if you're not in it. Well, no, I'm not in it. Well, then release it. It's a hoax. Well, then release the fucking hoax. We'd like to see the hoax, please. My Lost Interest says the Emperor's New Clothes. Everyone agrees it's a hoax. Sure, Donnie. Sure. Nefarious says, I'm mad at Trump, but wow. He really, I really do think he needs to, I think he needs to just stop talking about the Epstein thing. He just needs to stop talking about it. Honky. Honky with $10 says, I heard that a female golfer was stung by a bee at Wapakata on Sunday. When staff asked her where she was stung, she said between the first and second holes. They told her to narrow her stance next time. Oh, I like that. I'm stealing that joke. I can't think of better ones. Thank you very much, Honky. I appreciate that. That's our first $10 contribution tonight. We have done this thing. I love it, guys. Thank you. We've gotten this thing down to 90 so far. And thank you, J Loves Teletubbies. Hopefully the FBI does crack down on the pedos. But we're only $90 away, and we've been doing it 5, 2, 1, and then one $10 contribution at a time. So keep that up. Keep it going. Throw in a couple, and let's get this all hammered out. Somebody had a great point on the Epstein stuff. Chernobog just had a good joke. Chernobog says, shut the fuck up, Donnie. The dude. Yeah, we need the dude in there to talk about the Epstein stuff. Los Federales with $1 says, did Johnny actually show up at hole 1 and pop everyone's hole in one? Was there a banner advertising the exotic meat venture? Did he sell exotic meat sticks? I was at a spa retreat and missed the show. Yes, he brought meat sticks. I had one. I shouldn't have said that. We made a sign for him, the whole thing. I think he took the sign with him, actually. He kept it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. The golf event was a lot of fun. It was funny to me that we got so many emails from people because we had 26 or 27 people signed up and we had 20 people golfing. And we got emails from some of the 6. They were like, yeah, fuck it, dude. I drank way too much last night. I'm just not going to be up for it. I'm just not going to. This is Trump denying that he ever went to the island, but saying that Bill Clinton did. Now, again, this speaks to the thing we were talking about a second ago. Is it a hoax or isn't it a hoax? Because when they talk about Trump being in it, then it's a hoax, like Russia. But if they're talking about Bill Clinton or other people, then he was going to the island. I don't understand it.
That was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth. And by the way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. I never went to the island, but Larry Summers, I hear, went there. He was the head of Harvard. And many other people that are very big people. Nobody ever talks about them. I never had the privilege of going to his island.
Privilege.
And I did turn it down, but a lot.
It was a pedo island. The privilege? Never had the privilege of going to Neverland Ranch, which, by the way, my uncle says was not a place for pedophilia. Michael Jackson was actually rescuing kids from trafficking rings, and Neverland Ranch was a safe place they could go to play and have fun and recover from the trauma of being trafficked by the elites, by the black hats. And Michael Jackson faked his death so he could go underground and help bust all the underground trafficking rings. Elvis faked his death too because Elvis needed to take down all the drug cartels. He took down, what's his name? Escobar. Elvis did that. He faked his death so that he could take down all the drug guys. He helped take down El Chapo too. So my uncle says, I believe it.
A lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island.
I thought it was all a hoax. I thought it was Russia, Marsha. Now all of a sudden there's an island. Wealthy people went to the island, but Trump never went to the island. But if you ask him about any Epstein stuff, it's all a hoax. I don't, like, for the life of me, I don't know what their approach, like, none of this is cognitive, like this, none of this is connected. Like, it's all very disjointed and weird. This fucking guy. Sam Show says he's so fucking dumb. Yeah, he can say Clinton went there 28 times, but it's all a hoax. Tolkien Study says very good friend lived in Santa Maria where Neverland was and went there. Okay. Fauci's Pangolin says, oh shit, your uncle is fucking nuts. No, I think a lot of people believe him for sure. McBuster says Elvis is in witness protection in Kansas with Tupac, Epstein, and Prigozhin. Oh, see, I didn't know that. One Head Rex says Sean Penn helped take down El Chapo. It was actually Sean Penn. He was is a brave soldier for us. Trump's got to figure it out. He's got to figure out what his line's going to be. Is it going to be the Epstein thing is a total hoax? Or there was a big, beautiful island, and Donald never went there, but Bill Clinton did, and he loved it. Loved it. He always said, I love this island. You gotta figure out your shit, Donnie. $90 away from tonight's goal. Knock it out. Call it another win for the toe. Thank you guys so much for being here. MSO says you got to get your uncle to the next anniversary show. I don't know. I think he wants, I think he enjoys being a private citizen. I think what my uncle likes is he likes handing me all this great information and then listening to me report it, you know. Like I'm the mouthpiece for the real raw news. Yeah, Papa Shab, he said, I never had the privilege. Never had the privilege. They wanted me to go to the island. I said, it's a beautiful island. But I didn't go. Couldn't go. The rape island. Never went to the rape island. Jesus Christ. There's going to be some Jewish guy in fucking, he's going to have the fucking tendrils hanging off, and he's just going to be beating Trump with a wet towel in the fucking Lincoln bedroom tonight. You're going to quit talking about the list. I don't know why he turned German at the end. Von Head Rex says, Secret Agent Spicoli. Where's El Chapo? I don't know. I don't know. Loaded Wrench with $5. Says, here's a theory on the numbers 11 and 7 that shows up everywhere on 9/11. Flight 77, Building 7, George W. Bush is 11 letters. So is New York City. Holy shit. Jane Loves Teletubby says, could you do an impression of a retarded Trump? That would be the shit. I will try a retarded Trump impression if we can get the goal under $50 in the next couple minutes. $85 away from tonight. Thank you very much. Hey, keep paying this show. We appreciate it. Thanks for all your support. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. We love hitting that goal. Hitting that goal is what we live for here on the toe. Ryan the Garbage Man says, Trump caught a case of the Bidens. He's mumbling like his predecessor. We do have a clip of J.D. Vance talking about Epstein. He probably shouldn't talk about it either. Loaded Wrench with $2 says, Flight 11, the Pentagon is 11 letters. Oh, God, we're going with 7-Eleven stuff, huh? Oh, well, I bet you guys didn't know this. I'm running on a good, or I bet it on a good run of bad luck, 7 come 11, and she could be mine. Luck be a lady, and I'm going to find love coming on the bottom line. Stupid. If I'm betting on a loser, I'm going to have a devil to pay. It's the only way I know to play. It doesn't matter anyway, because I'd bet it all on a good run of bad luck. My Lost Interest says, never had the privilege to stay in the penthouse room 7 on Epstein Island. Never had the privilege of going on the island. Taste Fairy says Hawaii might get hit by a tsunami. We just talked about that. It looks like the whole west coast of the United States is under threat. They're in a tsunami warning right now. Doggo Doesn't Die with $5 says, who the hell counts letters because you should probably be looked at. LOL. Sorry I ended the sentence with the preposition. I don't know. $80 away from tonight. Thank you, guys. Keep it going. Appreciate it. Satan's Mechanic says, stick to Eric Church lyrics. You suck. What do you mean? Shine, shine a Roosevelt dime. All the way to Baltimore and running out of time. Salvation Army seemed to wind up in the hole. They all went to heaven in a little rowboat. Taste Ferre Alto says, I hope the government gives them more than $700 for the houses in the tsunami. Yeah. Oh, God. Veldrain with $1 says, quinceañeras when they turned 25. Epstein told me it was 25. Why are you guys doing autistic number games now? $85 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very much. Keep throwing it at us. We'll keep taking it. All right, this is JD Vance on the Epstein discourse. Again, I really think these guys should shut the fuck up about Jeffrey Epstein. It's not their strong suit.
I got to make an observation that there's an interesting...
The guy I work for is probably a pederast. That's just making an observation. Boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 boom. What is the deal with my boss being a pedophile? I didn't know. Kramer, my boss fucks kids. Kramer, he said the island was a privilege. He said privilege, Kramer.
Thing about this case that the American media seems to totally ignore. For 4 years, under Joe Biden's Department of Justice, the media didn't give a damn about the Epstein files or about the Epstein case.
Right, and now it's our turn to not give a damn about the Epstein files and the Epstein case. Yeah, that's right. It's just so fucking weird. They shit on people for things and then in the next breath say they're going to do that thing. In the 4 years that Biden was president, the media didn't give a fuck about the Epstein files. Now, neither do we. Or Trump. Like, yeah, his Epstein files are fucking bullshit. The Epstein files are all a hoax and nonsense. And I'm not in them. Well, then how can they...
For literally 20 years, the story about this scumbag, and he is a scumbag pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, he's dead now.
I thought it was a hoax. Dude, I can't figure it out. I just can't.
But for 20 years, you had Obama and George W. Bush's Department of Justice go easy on this guy. They didn't fully investigate the case. They didn't show any curiosity about the case. And now Donald J. Trump is asking his Department of Justice to show full transparency. And somehow that's a criticism of Donald J. Trump and not Barack Obama and George W. Bush. If you want to criticize the people who aren't showing full transparency, you ought to go.
But you're doing that now. Yeah, they were full of shit too. What do you... Dude. Like, this is so weird to watch. They're like, these guys were all hiding shit. Now we're hiding shit. And what was that line he just had about we're doing full transparency? What the fuck are you talking about, full transparency? I don't understand it. Thank you, Dan Vicious with $2. He says, did we see who the CEO of American Eagle is? Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Who is the CEO of American Eagle? Can I just not? Do you mind if I just don't? So like, why that kind of speaks to these liberal white women who are like, oh my God, this is such, this is so Nazi. This is all Nazi Germany, Third Reich shit. Yeah. The company run by Jay Schottenstein is doing Nazi shit. Brilliant. Think for a second before you speak. Please. $80 away from tonight's goal. Half hour left in the program. Guys, do me a favor. Throw us a couple of bucks. Let's get that last 80 knocked out. You've been fantastic tonight. You really have been great. I appreciate it. We're going to get to that WNBA wig thing in this half hour, which to me, that's one of the funniest things. They had to stop a fucking basketball game because a lady's wig fell off. How long do they have to do that for like one of the players that transitions? One of the players transitions and then the guy will wear the wig to really sell it. $2. Thank you. Jay loves Teletubbies. I appreciate it. But again, please fucking chill out. Just fucking, I don't want to talk about that's very personal stuff. We're doing show stuff, buddy. But I appreciate your support. Dan Vicious with $2 says exactly. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. $75 away from tonight, and you guys are doing it just $2 and $5 at a time. Hey, only 16 gifted memberships away from 300 on Rumble. Go ahead, just start gifting those away, my pals. Appreciate it. Ooh, this one's so gross. This gay couple that is doing a surrogacy journey to have a kid, and one of them's a convicted offender and all. We might have to save that one for tomorrow. I don't have the fucking stomach for this one tonight. 191 Redbird with $5 says 8.7 magnitude earthquake in Russia, 3-meter tsunami headed for Hawaii, all of West Coast and Alaska under warning. Yeah, all of Canada's West Coast, all of America's West Coast, and Hawaii under the threat of a tsunami from an 8.7 magnitude earthquake. They Call Me Mario says, gift me. Yeah, They Call Me Mario needs a fucking gifted membership more than anybody right now. Doggo Doesn't Die says, I'm at 35 now. Yes, you are. Aren't you on the... Oh, shit, I didn't update you. I apologize, buddy. Doggo Doesn't Die is now in third at 35 ahead of Captain Joe. Captain Joe now goes to fourth place. And Vidam is still in that damn cuck chair with $25. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Doggo Doesn't Die, with another $5. He says, now I'm at $40. Shout out to No Pen. Thank you. Wally World gifting a membership. And we're $65 away from tonight's goal, and we're going down $5 at a time. And boy, do I appreciate it. 15 gifted memberships away from 300 on Rumble. And One Head Rex got the membership. So Jay loves Teletubbies, and They Call Me Mario still need a gifted membership. So One Head Rex, if you want to gift a membership, you want to pass that membership along, see if one of our boys can get it, that would be great. Let's update Doggo Doesn't Die. He's now at 40, putting him in second place over Walter. I had somebody commenting on today's show, and they were fucking mad at me. They're like, Walter is not real. You're cheating yourself. And I'm like, I'm not. He is real. But if you hate me that much and I'm cheating myself, then shouldn't that technically make you happy? And then I realized, wait a minute. Nothing's going to make you happy. That's my fault. That's a stupid fucking question. Thank you very much for the $5. Anonymous Fake Dono says, I would love to spend an afternoon drinking with your uncle. My uncle does not drink. All of these thoughts he has about what's going on are sober thoughts, my friends. $60 away from tonight's goal. Thank you, Anonymous Fake Dono. I appreciate it. They Call Me Mario says, if I don't get gifted a membership, then I am boycotting the Brickyard and Chester will be pissed. The Brickyard is in Clear Lake, dude. You got the wrong place. Jay Loves Teletubby says, Walter is real. He's my coke addicted ex. Oh no. That's no good. I mean, but did you have to out him like that? Christ. What are we about? We're an even 60 away from tonight's goal. Keep going. We still got 25 minutes left in the show. Keep moving. We got this thing. Fauci's Pangolin says, your uncle does drink. He drinks QAnon. 09 Canyon says, now I want to drink with your uncle. You can't. He doesn't drink. I mean, you can drink, but he's just not going to drink with you. He's not a drinker. Guys, you'll love this. There was a protest. People staged a protest for Stephen Colbert outside of the CBS offices, I believe, in New York. And they wanted to get a big crowd to show up. They wanted to get a big crowd to come out there and show CBS that what they're doing to Stephen Colbert is bullshit. And they're not going to stand for it. And they're going to show these assholes that run things at CBS that they're mad as hell and they're not going to take it anymore. And do you know how many people they got to show up at this big event? 20. We had more people golfing at Wapakata in our first golf event than people showed up to support Stephen Colbert. Another win for the toe. Look at this protest. This is the people who want Colbert to stick around and want CBS to go fuck themselves. If this doesn't show you the shape late night's in, I don't know what does.
Seems like you coordinated this. Are you the organizer of this?
One of them, Dr. Hirsch. He's the...
But it seems like you're in...
Well, this guy coordinated it, huh? Set the whole thing up, coordinated the whole deal. That's okay. Does seem mischievous.
In charge. Everybody's talking to you.
I got it.
Is this a non-profit or something?
It's SaveColbert.org is the petition run by the Progressive Change Campaign Committee. We're doing this event today and coordinating.
This sounds like some kind of money laundering. This sounds like some kind of fuckery U.S. aid scheme. Oh, it's SaveColbert.org is the fundraiser, and you give me your money, and then we use that money to save Colbert. In no way am I going to use this money for my own pockets. It's a little fucky. Actually, I don't mean to sound surprised when I say this. Gino had a great theory, great idea. We were on the front porch in the morning yesterday, and we were talking about this Colbert deal, and he pointed out, he's like, you know, do you think maybe USAID money was going to these late night shows to kind of brainwash Americans? And now the is it a coincidence that the USAID shit gets canceled and now Colbert gets canceled at the same time? That once CBS runs out of USAID money, they're done with Colbert? It makes sense, and it's just juicy enough for me to want to believe it, so I'm rolling with it.
With New York Indivisible.
Indivisible.
We have lots of members of Congress who...
It's a 501c3, right?
It's all political action committee side of things.
Did you hear that? The guy's like, was it a 501c3? And the guy went, it's like, okay, so that's a no. And then he goes, it's a political action committee side of things. Why do you need a political action committee for a fired late night host? This is... Aaron, stop noticing things. Stop it. You're going to end up like Sam's show. You're probably right. This does look very fucking typical and weird. And it's, for some reason, it's wrong for you to notice that, and you shouldn't be allowed to. But this is crooked. This is weird.
So it's a 501c4.
That's not what a PAC is. What's your name?
My name is Jason. What's your name?
Adam Green.
Adam.
Thank you. Well, we're at the start, so you're welcome.
Okay. Why can't Colbert just start a show on the internet?
Yeah. Why can't? My name is Green, like the color of money. That is really weird that there's a political action committee. And why are we letting that go, by the way? Like the rest of this article doesn't mention the political action committee part at all. I feel like that's an important thing to remember. Adam Green, the leader of the Cancel Colbert thing, and he wants donations and those donations are not going to go to help Colbert keep his job. I think they're just going to go to him. By the way, if you didn't hear, Jay Leno shit on all the late night guys over the weekend. I thought it was great. Leno said, why shoot for just half an audience all the time? You know, why not try to get the whole audience? Said Leno. I don't understand why you would alienate one particular group, or just don't do it at all. I'm not saying you have to throw your support or whatever, but just do what's funny. That's why Jay Leno averaged 6 million viewers every night, and Colbert was pulling 2.42. I mean, part of that is how TV's changed, but it didn't change by that much. Holy shit, man. I mean, Leno's right, but like, it doesn't surprise me that Leno's right. Leno was always, he had a nose for business. He knew the business of show, as they call it. And it's like, it's not that difficult. Don't alienate an audience that's just going to you as an escape. You know, you're a clown. Be a clown. Entertain them. Shit. Thank you very much to My Lost Interest for gifting a membership. All right, who got it? Jay Loves Teletubbies got it. All right, pass that one along. Now we're 14 gifted memberships away from 300. Thank you. Doggo Doesn't Die with another 5 says, was he a doctor like Dr. Silverwolf? Yeah, more of a Dr. Silverwolf kind of a doctor. Thank you, Doggo Doesn't Die. You're at 45 now, and we are $50 away from tonight's goal and 14 gifted memberships away from 300 on Rumble. Guys, keep going, especially with those gifted memberships, and knock out that last $50 and bring it in for a great landing tonight. You guys have been amazing, averaging nearly 400 people at a time tonight. Solid evening numbers. And, you know, if everything's good with the with using Rumble Studio for this, if it works for you, it works for me. Let's do the WNBA wig story. This one's too much fun. So, the Phoenix Mercury have a player named Kalia Cooper. And for some reason, she plays basketball in a fucking wig. Why? I don't know. I don't know why you would wear. You would think that would be shitty. Like if you have really short hair, that would be better for basketball. That's why there's so many bald basketball players. But in this case, we have a woman who I guess needs to make a fashion statement on the court. I'm oblivious to why you would wear a wig, but watch how they stop play for a player losing a wig, and then we have, after that, a fan makes fun of the player for losing the wig, and watch what the reaction is to that. First, oh my God, No Pen 15 Fathead with $65.
They are afraid.
You know, look, I love that we were probably going to knock out this goal by doing it $10 and under at a time. That was going to be awesome. But having that 65 come in and knocking out the goal and then going over for tomorrow morning and everything else, that is fucking great. Thank you so much. It's another win for the toe. Thank you, buddy.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
All right, that's another win for the toe. And we've got a new guy in first place, kicking the girls out. No Pen 15. And he's actually now at 75 for this week. Miss Tay is at 50. Doggo Doesn't Die at 45. Now in third. And I'm fucking up my... God damn it. There we go. In third at 45. Walter in fourth at 35. Captain Joe is in the cuck chair with 30. And Vadam is officially out of said cuck chair. There we go. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. What a fucking amazing audience. Thank you so much. Not only a perfect day today, but fuck, man. Didn't even have to do a beggy day. Just got the money, said the goal. More came in, got the money, said the goal. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All of you. All of you have been fantastic. Okay, let's go check out the weave situation, the wig situation. So here we go. There. Actually, one of the other players snatched it off her head. Look at that. She goes to guard her. The hand hooks the back of the wig, and whoop, the damn thing comes off. That seems so uncomfortable to play basketball in. That seems like, no offense, that seems like a fucking really dumb idea. So there, hooks it. Wig comes out. They got to blow the whistle, stop play. Like, you understand in the real NBA and the guys' NBA, there's guys who fall down because they tore their ACL or something popped in their knee, and they'll finish the play. Like a guy will knock down a shot, and then the referees will call timeout. But a wig comes off in the WNBA, we got to stop everything post-haste. And they wonder why they're not making as much money as the dudes. I mean, aside from just the fact that they're not drawing any money, they're still losing a shitload of money every year. There's also the fact that you fucking wear wigs on the court and you have to stop play when you lose them. What's next? We're going to stop play for breaking a nail? Christ. So then after that, a fan makes fun of the player who lost the wig, and the referees kicked them out of the stadium. They kicked them out of the game. No refund, no nothing. Just, you got to leave.
It bounced around a lot, but at the end, it went through the rim. Oh, no.
So there, she loses the wig.
Oh, no. Oh, no. She's going to go head to the back. Oh, no.
Why? Okay, now I don't understand this either. Why do you have to run to the back? Can't you just take off the fucking wig and keep playing? Which is only happening because someone's wig fell off and is now running into the back of the locker room to fix it. You can't just take the wig off, toss it to the coach, and get back out. Fucking Anthony Edwards playing in Rasta dreads next year. That's the next step. I want me. They're kicking a fan out of the arena because they made fun of the lady losing her wig. Did you hear that? They made fun of her for the situation on the court. Spike Lee's second career outside of making movies was talking shit to Michael Jordan while he was at a Knicks game. That was, I guarantee you, when we were kids, Spike Lee called Michael Jordan the N-word at one point while he was talking shit at a basketball game. Spike Lee would just be there running his mouth, talking all kinds of shit right there on the floor. Nothing. A WNBA game. Your wig fell off. Hey, you get the fuck out of here. That is not cool. Words, she said it herself. They made fun of the situation on the floor. Get the fuck out. Small Town MN Gal with $5 says, when did you go back to goal overages going to the next show and not the morning goal? Oh, did I say that? I apologize. My bad. Yeah, no. It's so we're $20 ahead now for tomorrow night. I'm sorry if I misspoke. I apologize. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Yes. Evening show to the evening show, morning show to the morning show. The only time we changed it was when we got way ahead for like multiple shows. We'd taken out a morning and an evening goal, and it's like, well, now we'll just keep it going. But yeah, you're right. Evening to the evening. Africa for the Africans. J Loves Teletubbies says, would you rather be Jewish, black, or who you are, but a pedophile version? What the fuck? Says, I choose black, they jump high. J Loves Teletubbies. What the fuck? Your shitty fake skull cap fell off. I laughed about it, and I'm the bad guy, says Yankee. Isn't that why? That's amazing. That didn't happen in a real professional sporting event. Here's the only way I will defend the WNBA on that one. If you're Michael Jordan, you're making tens of millions of dollars a year. Spike Lee can yell at you and talk a bunch of shit. These women are making like 60, 70 grand a year. I suppose, yeah, you don't get to make fun of my wig falling off. Then again, if you're making 60, 70 grand a year in big cities, probably shouldn't be buying a lot of wigs. I guess that knife cuts both ways. Satan's Mechanic says, now we need grief counselors at the WNBA. I love that they were wearing those pay me what we're worth shirts, not realizing that if you take out the balance sheet of the WNBA, they'd be paying to play the game. Kicking a fan out because he made fun of your fucking wig. Hey, Donald Trump. I gotta say, as bad as he's looking on the Epstein stuff, as bad as he's looking with Israel and Ukraine and all that, I gotta give him credit on this. He's been winning some. He's been getting some big wins on the trade ends of things. And I wanted to get to this before we take off tonight. Trump did score a big trade deal with the EU on Sunday. They reached agreement on it while he was, I believe, while he was in the UK. The U.S. and the EU, if I said the U.K., I'm sorry, he's in the U.K., but they got a trade deal done with the European Union. The EU will invest $600 billion in the United States, so building shit here. Purchase $750 billion in American energy. You know, we're going to have to build more pipelines. We're going to have to hire more oil workers because Trump has been selling a fuckload of American energy. Who was the other one? The Korean deal and the Japanese deal, I think, that he made included a lot of investment in American energy, or purchasing of American energy. We're going to need to pull a little more oil out of the ground. Imagine if we could tell Israel to go fuck themselves and open up Iran and Russia and their oil and the amount of oil they have. You know, I heard, who was the crazy fucker that was talking about, like, he was making excuses for like the Nord Stream pipeline? Ted Cruz. I was listening to the Ted Cruz Tucker Carlson interview from a couple months back. And Ted Cruz was like, I was against the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which was a pipeline the Russians built to Germany it circumvented Ukraine and gave natural gas right to Germany from Russia. It's a great deal for Russia. And Ted Cruz was like, I was against it because it empowers Russia and they're our enemy. And I don't want our enemies doing better. It's like, okay, yeah, but they're not breaking a law. They're not going to war. They're not committing an atrocity. I thought we believed in free markets. Russia should be allowed to build a fucking pipeline to Germany. And then we blew it up anyway and then tried to blame it on Russia. Yeah, Russia blew up their own pipeline. But I was like, what if America worked out deals with Russia and we were friendly with Russia and we all traded energy? I don't understand how being standoffish towards Russia or combative towards Russia, I don't understand how that helps me as an American. I don't understand how that benefits me to have a bad relationship with the Russians. They have a shitload of natural gas and oil. We have a shitload of natural gas and oil. The more oil and natural gas both of us are selling or supplying to the world, the more the price goes down if we increase the supply. So why are we trying to choke off Russia's energy production? Why are we trying to choke off Iran's energy production? The more the merrier, the more supply, the cheaper it gets for all of us. Like, for all these billionaires and these fucking Machiavellian politicians, yeah, I guess having all these feuds with Russia and Iran, I guess it's great for them and their power base and Ted Cruz being a fucking worm and a weasel. But as an American citizen, as just a guy, it benefits me more to have a good relationship with Russia and Iran. I don't give a fuck about these petty feuds. It doesn't matter. I mean, I see the EU purchasing $750 billion in American energy. I want everybody to do that. I want to work out that deal with Russia, with Iran. That would be great. And they will be opening their markets to the U.S. So it looks like it's a good deal. The French prime minister says it's shit, so that probably means it's good for us. He calls it a dark day for Europe. Oh, and we're putting tariffs on them at the same time.
Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question for the EU Commission President. What are the U.S. concessions? What is the U.S. giving up in the deal, if anything?
So the starting point was an imbalance, a surplus on our side and a deficit on the U.S. side. And we wanted to rebalance the trade relation. And we wanted to do it in a way that trade goes on between the two of us across the Atlantic, because the two biggest economies should have a good trade flow between us. And I think we hit exactly the point we wanted to find. Rebalance, but enable trade on both sides.
So basically, the EU has been fucking us over on trade for a long time. And we had to do this deal that basically whatever trade deficit there was, we'd put a tariff on top of that to get it to zero. And the EU's pissed about that. So the EU's not mad that we took them to the cleaners. The EU's not mad that we fucked them over. The EU's now mad that they have to do fair trade with the United States. That should tell you all you need to know about how bad we were getting fucked previously. Doggo Doesn't Die with $5 says, okay, this is morning show money. Well, I mean, if he's saying specifically that it's morning show money, who am I to tell him no? That puts Doggo Doesn't Die at $50. Thank you very much. A tie for second for that boy. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you for everything. I appreciate that. My Lost Interest says, iconic Trump signed a deal with the EU nations as the UK is no longer part of the EU nations. Yeah, was that kind of a dig? It was weird that he had a British flag flying behind him, but he was cutting an EU deal. Satan's Mechanic says, show me on the teddy bear where Putin hurt you. Yeah, I don't get why I'm supposed to be an enemy with Russia. I don't understand it. Like Tucker Carlson says, they're white and Christian. We're white and Christian. Let's be pals. Let's be pals. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you. A wildly successful evening show. Thank you so much. Oh, my God. You even got in a little $5 shot into tomorrow morning. I appreciate that. That just gets us a little closer to 2:30, which is wonderful. And how many gifted membership? 14 gifted memberships. Away from 300. We'll see where that number is tomorrow morning when we do the morning show. But we'll be here bright and early at 6 a.m. for the morning show, and we hope you join us. Guys, take it easy. Talk to you again very, very soon. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you again at 6.